Welcome everyone to the best day of the week, the best movie show on the internet. It's Geeks to the Roundtable. It's episode 66. We're almost there, guys. 3 episodes to go. And today we have a very packed show, a very wide variety of news topics to address. And of course, I'm not alone. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Zach Pope. How you doing this morning, Zach?
I am really fucking tired. Right after this, I'm going to take another nap because when a video game comes out, you're like, you want to play it all night, so you stay up, and then you're like, oh fuck, it's 12, and I gotta get up at 6.
What are you playing? Oh, it's
Ratchet and Clank, but I didn't start it yet because I'm still trying to beat Mass Effect. I said I don't want to start another game comment. I have literally like 5 hours left, so I'm like, I'm just gonna do it and then go to Ratchet and Clank. So I'm like this close. I'm on I have 3 missions left, and then I'm done.
Alrighty. So guys, today we have, of course, as you know, it's always 5 main topics for our news. We're going to do the last one, our main one about Loki, a little bit differently. We'll talk about it when we get there. Hello to Eric Thorpe and Demonician Scott. Thank you guys for being here. Always very good friends of the show, very loyal. They're always here to enjoy a good Saturday morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at. With us and Zach today, before we dive into our topics, we have something special. Bruna, who you guys know, she's my housemate, she's my friend. She's been on the show. Too. And hello to Hizzy Hay. We were sent something by Bruna. We both got very similar looking boxes. Yeah, it's kind of the same. Kind of looks like a Funko Pop. It's not a Funko Pop. Mine came from Spain. Zach's came from Tijuana, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, this one says North Carolina.
Oh, it says North Carolina. Yeah. All right, Dan.
I don't know.
I accidentally read, as I was putting it right down next to me to open it up on the show, I read that it says that it's an article of porcelain, of ceramics. I have no idea what's coming out of it. I trust that Zach hasn't opened it. You just said that your girlfriend checked what it was.
Yeah, because I was like, can you just open? Because I had 3 packages arrive yesterday. I knew one was a Funko Pop, and it was like the exact same size as this.
Yeah.
So I was like, can you just open it and tell me if this is the Funko or not? And then she goes, that's not the Funko. I was like, okay, so that's the thing Bruna got us. Okay.
All right. So let's open it, buddy. What do you say?
Ready? Okay. You ready? Because I already cut it, so I'm ready.
Mine is cut too, because Bruna checked. Okay. Yeah.
Oh shit, my phone. Fuck.
Oh, it's down. Okay, I think I know what it's gonna be. I know what it's gonna be. Oh god. Here it comes. I'm not looking at it. I have it on my hand. When you're ready, without looking, just put it in front of the camera. You ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm ready. 1, 2, 3.
2, 3. Woohoo!
Hey,
it's our mugs.
Cool.
That's really
cool,
awesome.
Man.
And the interior is the color of our show.
Dude, that's fucking dope.
The light blue. That's awesome.
You are the best. We make fun of you every week, but we won't do that anymore.
Oh, I do. I make fun of her every day, man. I make fun of her. That's how I show her.
That's really cool. Bruna, shout out to you.
That's
Go follow
awesome.
her on TikTok, guys. She has 2 TikTok channels.
Thank you very much. And mugs like these are available on TeePublic and Redbubble.com. The links are in the description if you want to check them out. And I believe that Zach just froze. Zach is having a few internet issues. He'll be in and out. You guys, unfortunately, know very well how this works. Sometimes it's me, sometimes it's Zach. But thank you so much to Bruna. If you guys want something like this, you want to take a picture of yourselves with it when you get it. If you get it, make sure you check the links in the description. Thank you very much, Bruna, again, and thank you all for being here. To Easy Hey, Eric Thorpe, Gico EP, our good friend, Demonician Scott. You guys are awesome. Thank you for being here. And without any further ado, as Zach aims to get back on the show, I say let's start with our main topics. Of course, you can submit you can submit questions to us that we will address on the latter part of the show 3 ways. You can do super chats and support the channel while you ask questions. Same thing goes for the tip link in the description, or you can just type it into the live chat and we'll do our best to get to it if we have time, if it's appropriate for the show, all that sorts of good stuff. You guys know how that works. Look at that beautiful mug. Those beautiful mugs on that beautiful mug. Look at that. All right, guys. Let's start with some Star Wars news. Now, Zach, You have a few news you want to address yourself. I say let's just get this one out of the way because there's not many details, so we can address it fast. It has been reported by the Direct, who granted don't have a perfect track record, and Collider.
Oh, yeah, and Collider now.
Okay, so Collider backed it up. So forget what I was about to say. It seems pretty legit if Collider also backed it up. But Orson Krennick, as played by Ben Mendelsohn, is returning for the Cassian Andor show. I did not expect this. I never thought about the possibility of this whatsoever, but it makes sense. Andor is a prequel to Rogue One. It tells the story of Cassian Andor, how it rose up amongst the ranks of the rebellion. So I think this is a great addition. I love Ben Mendelsohn as an actor in general. I think he did a fantastic job as Orson Krennic in Rogue One. He was one of my favorite parts of that film. So this is all good news. I think it creates already a personal relationship that we as an audience know about between our hero and our villain. And I hope he kind of maintains that status of being the main villain. Even if he's not very much boots on the ground and direct on the action, I hope we get a lot of involvement from him sending people after Cassian Andor. Zach, what do you think?
Did they say anything in the movie that kind of says that they've met before or anything?
I don't think so.
I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just, I'm still not that excited for Andor. I need to really see a lot on this. It's like a 16-episode show. And apparently right now, in that article, they also stated the show is not coming. They have it scheduled for December 2022. There's no way it's that late. Because I'm assuming at this point,
and Zach froze, unfortunately. That's a shame, man. So Zach's not too excited. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Zach is not... Oh, and he's back. Continue, my friend.
I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of Rogue One, as it is. I like Rogue One. I like Rogue One a lot. It's just like on a rewatchability, it's my least favorite one to rewatch. I would rather rewatch Attack of the Clones, which does not bode well for a lot of people, but at least you can have a fun drinking game with that one. I just say this, like, I'm excited, but I'm not. Also because the fact is that they announced K2SO was going to be in it, and now K2SO is not in it anymore. So now this season, because they said that this is going to be a multiple season show, so I need to just see what they're doing with it, because like I like Orson.
And he's gone again, unfortunately. So Zach's not a big fan. He's not a big fan of Rogue One. He likes Cassian fine enough as a character. I myself, I have to say, I was disappointed as well when they said that K2SO wasn't coming. The first time they announced the show was at D23, if I'm not mistaken. They had this big presentation with the logo and everything. Diego Luna and what's the guy's name who voices Kate? Alan Tudyk. They both came out. They made a big deal of like the two together, like Timon and Pumbaa, like Han Solo and Chewbacca. They made a big deal of both of them coming into the show and being the main characters, which I thought was really cool. There's a bit of bittersweetness because I'm still interested on the show, but there's a bittersweetness about and K2SO is not going to be in it. It's disappointing to say the least. I think the most exciting news we've gotten about this show, especially after that dismissing of K2SO, having Krennic in it is a big win for this show. Not only because it's a very good actor, so as long as you get a good actor, you're winning, but they're already getting a character that is, even if you didn't particularly like them, I think the recognition is there. Oh, that's the guy from Rogue One. And that creates not only a relationship that is cool for the dynamic of hero and villain, but it also creates a connection to where the story of our hero and our villain will eventually go. All right, guys. Let's get into, while we wait for Zach, I say let's get into our second main topic, which is also something that we can address quickly because right now, what I'm about to show you, like the image is all we know about it. No more details have come out, apart from what we knew already, that Jason Momoa has a story credit, and the film is about to begin shooting, if I'm not mistaken, either right now in the summer or later this year. But James Wan, through his Instagram, he has officially revealed the title for Aquaman 2, Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. This is funny because we're going to talk about some Indiana Jones leaks that happened earlier this week, and then we're going to talk about how those leaks are untrue, for better or worse. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, this sounds more like an Indiana Jones title over the now revealed fake title that apparently leaked for Indiana Jones 5. I like this a lot. Is it perfect? No, I don't think so. I don't even know what I myself would qualify as a quote-unquote perfect title. I would maybe take the end, just put a column after Aquaman and be Aquaman, the Lost Kingdom. I think that's more punchy, so to speak. But I like this. I think it sounds cool. Indiana Jones, Jesus. Aquaman already was a kind of Indiana Jones adventure. It's a live-action anime. You guys know I love the first Aquaman. But this sounds cool, man. I like the sounds of this. I like where James Wan is going. I love that he's back. I love the involvement of Jason Momoa. I love him as Aquaman. He made Aquaman cool. And yeah, so right now, all good things, apparently, as far as Aquaman is concerned. There's James Wan himself with a Cuphead t-shirt and the logo in the back. He was apparently having a production meeting. Maybe he revealed the title to us before he revealed the title to WB execs, even though that's not how it works. That's a lie. All right. And let's say hello to a few new people who have come into the chat. Network 98, Jorge, Bruno's also here. Tyler Van, our good friend. Real James is here. And Real James does not like the first Aquaman for some reason. I still have to get him on the show to explain that. And many other things. And hello to Hari Prasath. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Never be afraid to correct me on pronunciations. If I'm pronouncing your name wrong. All right, guys. So this gets a night for me. Clearly, I did not say it out loud, but the first topic gets a night for me. The second one gets a night for me. All right. Speaking of nights, this is a big, big night. Not only for myself, but I think Zach would also attest that this is a night. So Netflix it's done. They had this big week announcing new projects, teasing new things coming to it, second seasons, new movies, sequels, all that sorts of good stuff. And Netflix has also revealed at long last their first teaser for Kevin Smith's Masters of the Universe Revelation. I really love this teaser. I thought it was frigging awesome. I love everything about it. I love the music choices. I love the animations. I love the cast. The cast is insane. And unfortunately, Zach is not here because I cannot say much more about the trailer we saw. I can just say I love this teaser. I'm really excited for this show to come out and everybody to see it. And that's really, unfortunately, all I can say. But what did you guys think? While Zach is not here, I want to know what you guys think of the He-Man Masters of the Universe teaser trailer, and throw in your thoughts on the live chat. so I can bring them up. And we'll talk a little bit and spend a little bit of time on the topic and buy a little bit of time for Zach. All right. GKOP, not the biggest fan of He-Man. I didn't grow up with He-Man. I was a little bit younger than the original He-Man. I then watched a little bit of the 2000. It was either 2001 or 2002 TV show, and I fell in love with that one. But I have never, I've seen bits and pieces on the internet because the memes from that show are legendary. But I've never seen the actual original He-Man show. This seems like a great update. GKOP, give it a shot. Give it a shot. That's all I'll say to this new one, not the old one. I don't care about the old one. Real James, you know something we don't. You know something the rest of the people in this live chat don't know, James, and you know it very well. All right, Real James also says, love the teaser, and I felt it really captured the allure of the original animated series. It's very true. It's very true. And it seems like, at least from the trailer, it seems like it has a perfect balance of updating while keeping the original's essence. All right, Eric Thorpe hasn't seen it. He's going to step out and come right back to share his thoughts. Hey, I'm curious if He-Man will have as big a rabbit following as She-Ra. Good question. The She-Ra show I've never seen, either the original or the new one. I believe it's also on Netflix. Correct me if I'm wrong. The new one just looks atrocious. I don't know if the show sucks, if it's amazing. As far as the visuals of it, it looks completely atrocious. It looks like ass. Like a badass. Not... You guys know what I mean. But I hope so. I hope it gets all that following that it clearly deserves, judging from that trailer. Also hoping Kevin Smith doesn't update it. I say, hey Arnold, hey. We're trying to say, hey, Arnold? No. I see what you're saying. And I say, hey, yeah. Yes, I know what you're saying, Easy Hey. I can't answer that. I can't answer that, unfortunately. GKOP, I'll say this, probably the first time people are excited for something Kevin Smith is a part since. That's not true. People were excited for the Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Yeah, but apart from that, you're probably right. You're probably right on that, my friend. I hope people get excited for Clerks 3 too, but clearly, obviously, it's... GKOP is being facetious in a sense, but it's also kind of true because this is very different from what we think of when we think about Kevin Smith projects, whether it's Clerks, Clerks 2, Tusk, Red State, Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, all those things. Nothing that even Kevin Smith, who's directed episodes of The Flash, of Supergirl, and I believe those are the only two shows he's worked on in the CW. He hasn't done Legends or any of the other ones. And Zach's back. Zach, how's it going over there?
Terrible. I literally went downstairs, looked at my Wi-Fi router, and I got really close to it, and I said, "Fuck you," as loud as possible in its ear. And then it started to work because I rebooted it. I fucking touched everything. I moved Nope, nothing. Oh. Nothing wanted to work. Oh my. Did I go?
No, you didn't go away. No? You didn't go away. You're still here. No. I will. You lagged a bit, but you're still here. You maintained your position.
Every single time, I literally scream "fuck" when it goes out. So,
Zach, I was talking about the He-Man teaser, and I can't say much of anything about it, so I'm glad you're back. Why don't you tell us your thoughts on the He-Man teaser, because you can speak more freely about your anticipation for this show.
Oh, dude, I went to heaven, man. It looks fucking awesome in every sense of the way. I love the animation. I love the battle sequences already, and they just both look badass, dude. Which begs me to say, how in the God's name did they think Noah Sorrento was going to be able to play He-Man? He doesn't even look like him, man.
No. I mean, if... no, I can't say that. I was about to say something and I can't.
Let's just say I'm insanely jealous. Did you...
No, you're not jealous of anything. You're not jealous of anything. Why are you jealous of something?
That I want to see it.
Same. I'm very jealous.
I just want to see it already, and that's the thing. Like, what is this? July? It comes out.
July 23rd.
See, Skeletor looks awesome though. I'm always Skeletor.
Yes.
Did we hear his voice in the trailer? Because I'm wondering.
We did. Mark Hamill's voice.
Yeah, I like it.
Fuck yes.
So do we know anything about it? Because I know this is a sequel to the original show, right?
No, it's a complete remake. It's a complete new take. Yes.
Because when it was announced back in the day, it said it was a sequel. So that's crazy. Okay.
So from what I've read, this basically assumes like kind of the gist of E-Man. You know who E-Man is, who Skeletor is. And sure, I bet it's going to have a bit of exposition to kind of bring you into the world. But it just... no, I can't say that, God damn it. It's very difficult for me.
I knight the trailer.
Okay, you knight the trailer. Do you want to take us a little bit into your thoughts of the Aquaman 2 official title as well?
Yeah, I'll say I like the title. I don't really get where they'll go. Lost Kingdom. I don't know much about Aquaman's shit. But I'm excited. I just no way that comes out 2022. December, and it's not even shooting yet. And Shazam's not till 2023.
But they're gonna shoot very soon.
Yeah, but that's my thing. Shazam 2 is 2023. Yeah, and it's already shooting.
Maybe they pull Shazam forward.
Maybe, but that's the other thing. It comes out 3 days before Avatar 2. You gotta be kidding me. There's no way you put it. Like, I get it. People are like, well, I get people will be like, oh, well, Aquaman would definitely be Avatar. Guys, you do not understand. The general public loves Avatar. It might not be huge in pop culture, but almost once a week, I have a friend ask me, someone who's not in the film, who asks me, hey, are they ever going to make another Avatar? I would love to see another one. And every single time I tell them, yep, they've been making one for the last 10 years. And there's going to be 3 more after that. And then they get excited. They are more excited, I can definitely tell you, for another Avatar than Aquaman. That's personally true. And I know people personally who are just, again, general movie-going audiences who hate Amber Heard because of everything that happened. And 3 of them said they refused to see Aquaman 2 because of her. So, people, that could be an effect.
Yeah, true. Let's see. But then again, and I agree with you, Zach, I'm not disagreeing, but Aquaman, and the notion is still kind of ridiculous, but Aquaman made over $1 billion.
It did.
Which
did really good.
Is insane. All right, guys, let's move on to our penultimate main topic. Earlier this week, and shout out to 3C Chris Parker, who put this up on Twitter, there was a Reddit leak, and it revealed, it was posted on Reddit, and then it was
There's a lot of Indiana
deleted
Jones
afterwards.
Leaks. There's a lot of Indiana Jones leaks right now.
And they started shooting in London. That's official. I assume they're shooting in Pinewood Studios.
No,
Toby Jones?
They're actually not.
Okay.
No, they're on location at this decrepit, haunted area, and apparently some crew members are actually genuinely scared of it. That's So it's kind of funny. I guess they were supposed to film this haunted area, and these people are like, no, it actually feels really uneasy.
All right. It's in London. Toby Jones is in the movie. I didn't know that was happening. But so this Reddit leak, and look, full disclosure, in the meanwhile, it was revealed as being fake. James Mangold came out. He said that the title was fake. There was nothing about it. But the leak was Indiana Jones and the Empire of Evil, along with a logo that looked very real. Yeah. There was also a bit of concept art that featured
awesome.
Mads. Yes, it does.
The concept art had to have been real. There's no fucking way that wasn't.
I kind of hope so now that I've seen it. But it revealed Mads Mikkelsen as a Nazi, which is kind of really cool, but at the same time, duh. But Zach, when I was talking about the Aquaman title, I was like, it's funny that this came out in the same week because the Aquaman title sounds like an Indiana Jones title, and the first Aquaman already felt like a kind of Indiana Jones adventure, and then you have this title. How did you feel about Indiana Jones and the Empire of Evil when you first read it?
I didn't hate it. I was like, okay, cool, like let's do it. I will be honest, it might not be the title, that might be the working title. That might not, and that's why, because that might have been what's going on. And because a lot of movies do those working titles where it's like they don't have the specific thing yet, but that's, we're just going to call it this for now. But it is weird, like, why wouldn't you just call it Indiana Jones 5? Like, they know the title.
But I will also say that usually working titles, especially for these big productions, they have titles that completely do not indicate what movie it actually is, because otherwise you will call in the paparazzi and the leakers of stuff,
which already happens. And speaking of stuff, there were set photos that got released yesterday, not set photos, well, people took pictures of Harrison Ford and Toby Jones.
Yes,
and
that's how we found out he was cast.
Yes, and there's dots all over his face, like they did with Irishman and stuff like that. Yes. And every scene he filmed in, he had all those. And the night before, people got photos of a stunt double wearing a young Harrison Ford mask. So I'm going on the assumption that this entire scene is a flashback. That everything they're filming right now, I feel like, is the prologue or the intro. Like, to every Indiana Jones films, what's the biggest thing they always do? It's always the intro. The intro is always awesome. And I do feel that the intro is going to be Indy, back in his prime. And I feel like I don't think they're going to de-age him for the whole film. You can do it. The technology is there. It's just going to be expensive. And I will say, Samuel Jackson was pretty flawless in Captain Marvel. I thought he was, you could barely tell. I would say The Irishman, 85%.
There are moments and there are moments.
But 85% of that film really worked, and especially with the that's $100 million budget compared to a $185 million budget for Captain Marvel. You know what I mean?
True,
so
fair point.
So in Indy's probably going to be, let's be honest, 180 to 200 million. It doesn't need to be, but it's probably going
plus marketing.
Yes. So, and Indiana Jones, and I've said this, Indiana Jones is my, besides Toy Story, it's my favorite franchise. Star Wars too, but you know what I mean. My third favorite film of all time is Raiders of the Lost Ark. So I'm just absolutely super excited about this. Nervous too. I don't hate Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's fine. It's whatever. It's enjoyable. There's a lot of dumb stuff in there. It's kind of like Star Wars. There's a lot of dumb shit in Star Wars too, but I'm hoping this is good, man. You have James Mangold, who has not directed a bad film, in my opinion. Good screenwriters. Not that I've seen. No, you have good screenwriters. And, it's Harrison coming back. You have a great cast as well. I just can't imagine that people would sign on, or especially James Mangold, if he didn't see something that he could do. And I think a lot of people are nervous right now because of the CGI dots, but let's give it a month. Let's see where he's next. If he's in another area next and we see him okay, he still has the dots, then I think we can start taking in the assumption that they're going to de-age him for the entire film. If they don't have the dots, then we're going to go with the older one. And that's kind of the way that I noticed it. That, do you think they'll do the whole thing?
I'm with you. I'm worried right now, but not to a degree that I've completely lost hope. I think you're very right in saying, hey, let's wait a bit more. Let's see if we get leaks from a completely different location. And if he's still wearing the dots, then sure, we can assume that the entire film or most of the film will be him de-aged. Which I think is a mistake, Zach. Just... Mm-hmm. It would be, if it's pulled off right, I think it will be really fucking cool to see old man Indiana Jones having yet another adventure.
I agree.
So I think it can work. I wasn't too big on the title. I was like, it's a little bit too on the nose for an Indiana Jones movie. Like, you look at least at the main trilogy. Lost Ark, it's not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. Temple of Doom, yes, it's an ominous title, but doesn't necessarily mean doom for our hero. Last Crusade, it can mean a lot of things. It's a metaphorical Last Crusade. Is it a literal Last Crusade? Is it a Last Crusade for whom? So I like those kind of titles that don't necessarily, boom, it is what it is. Empire of Evil is just too on the nose for me, especially for an Indiana Jones film. So I didn't hate it, don't get me wrong. If that was the title, I'll be like, yeah, sure, whatever. It won't affect the movie. If the film was going to be shit, it's going to be shit. If the film is going to be amazing, it's going to be amazing, whether it's called Empire of Evil or it's not.
Do you think we find out the title when the trailer comes out?
I think we find that out before.
When did we find out Rise? Did we find it with the trailer? Did we find it out before?
I don't know.
I thought it was the trailer. I could be wrong. At least one of those films was the trailer. No, I can't remember one though. Maybe it was Force Awakens. I can't remember. The same with Endgame. We didn't know till the trailer either.
True. That's a fair point. I don't know, but I have a feeling. Isn't there a D23 this year?
I don't think so.
Because they're every 2 years, and I believe the last one was in 2019. That's why I thought there was
I think
one.
okay, so it was supposed to be last year, and then it was supposed to be this year, but I don't think it's this year anymore.
Okay, so maybe it's not this year.
So
maybe Comic-Con, if that Comic-Con goes up in October. Yeah, the Thanksgiving one.
Fucking stupid.
It is stupid. I don't disagree. But if
why
they
do you
go forth,
where everyone's busy?
Yeah, true. Anyway, I'm since it's fake, I don't think there's any need to either throw it in the dungeon, knighting, or send it back. It's just a cool piece of news that emerged this week that has some relevance to Indiana Jones. But I think the fact that they're shooting Zach gives us a little bit more hope, because for a while, you and I and many of our friends here in the live chat, many people on the film space, we were all like, is this actually going to happen? And now they're shooting. So it is happening.
I gotta ask you, do you wish they would have done with a younger actor? Because I've said it, Indy's my favorite. Like, I love Indiana Jones, but this could be James Bond. You could literally put a new actor in.
That's what I've said. I've said that time and time again. If they do go with a younger actor and started with this new actor, yes, but I don't want like a young actor for this final movie. If this is going to be the final movie, yes, bring Harrison Ford back. But for the next one, if you do a next one and you're going to have to cast a younger actor, because by the time this film comes out, Harrison Ford is going to be older than Sean Connery was when he played Indy's father in The Last Crusade, the best.
Isn't he already older? Isn't he already older than him?
I think at the moment he's younger, but like a year or something. Something stupid like that. But for the next one, yes, cast a younger actor, but from then on, treat this franchise like your James Bond. I think that's the key to give this franchise longevity. And yes, at first, everyone is going to scream, everyone is going to yell, everyone is going to get their knickers in a twist, all that sorts of ridiculous stuff that there's no need for. But stick to it. Look how well it has worked out for James Bond. 25 fucking movies.
Yep.
So, that's all.
Yep. No, I agree.
All right.
I agree with you. Do you have anyone who you would have? I would have loved to see Bradley Cooper. I think Bradley Cooper could be a really good
I love that choice. Same with Chris Pratt. But I think at this point,
they don't make sense anymore.
No, both of them could like play the role for like 2 movies, maybe 3, if you want to push it.
Well, I don't know, Brad. Apparently, you can play it till you're fucking 80 years old. So
that's true. But like, if you do the James Bond thing, it's precisely to avoid having to do that.
Yeah.
You know what? A Taron Egerton would be great in this role,
dude. But hear me out.
Okay.
I know he already played one of his roles. But Alden, man, I like Alden. I'm sorry, Alden's a fantastic
I'm not going to disagree.
Actor.
I'm not going to disagree.
When I saw him in Hail Caesar, and he had that whole scene with what's his fucking face from Voldemort?
Ralph Fiennes.
Yeah, and he was like, I cannot.
Would that it was so simple. Would that it was so simple.
Dude. That kid is so good.
He's great. He's in a show on Prime, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's on a show on Prime. Who else, Zach? Who else is young? Not necessarily very young, but like late 20s, early 30s at the moment that could soon.
Please not Tom Holland. I love Tom.
At least not now. I don't see him now. But
okay,
who knows?
Here's another one. If he were to be older, Timothée Chalamet.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot, actually.
Oscar Isaac, I could see.
Oscar Isaac would be good, but again, he's on that threshold with Pratt and Cooper as well. Though he doesn't look it. I hope I get to my 40s and I look that good.
Yeah, but he's gonna be Moon Knight. I mean, he's probably gonna be Moon Knight for a while.
True, that's also true. Let me look around a bit more. Who else, dude? No, he wouldn't do it.
Would be a badass one.
Oh, he'd be great. He'd be great. He's just a little under that the Cooper Pratt threshold. GKOP with a great shout. Dylan O'Brien would be great as well. I like Dylan O'Brien a lot.
By the way,
he's don't go watch the movie because of him. Not because he's good, but he's probably in like less than 10 minutes of the entire film.
Was it that
entire
bad?
film is not worth watching either.
I watched your review.
Oh, dude, it's bad. It's bad.
Oh.
It's like, oh, cool concept. What you're gonna do? Literally, I brought it up in the review. It's Highlander, Kingsman, Old Guard, and I brought up another example,
but just terrible.
That I can remember right now. Yeah, but it does nothing. It's flashy action sequences. Clearly, there was a big budget put onto this film. Apart from that, that's really.
Are you shocked they didn't? Really like, I still can't believe they just moved. Dude, they didn't even market that fucking thing. They did not market.
No, the trailer came out last week.
Yeah.
I woke up yesterday and I was like, "Oh shit, this is out." Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Dude, no. So I was looking at my schedule and I'm like, "Oh, Infinite comes out this week. Maybe I should like ask for a screener or something." And then I was like, "No, they're not even marketing this thing." I'm like, I really don't want to watch it. I'm like, I'm really tired of just watching shit, Like, I will say this though. I know someone who saw Neil Blomkamp's new film.
Ooh, nice. What did it? Thumbs up or thumbs down?
I'm not gonna do anything.
Tell me in the private chat. Okay. Just tell me in the private chat. All right, guys, let's move on to our final topic. And before we head on to our final topic, remember, we're going to address your questions right after this. So if you want to support the channel while you ask questions, consider going through Super Chat or through the tip link in the description. You don't have to do it. It will just guarantee that your question is answered and answered immediately. Or you could just chat to us in the live chat and we'll do our best to address all your questions if they're appropriate for the show, if we get to them in time. All right. Now,
read the
this final topic. Yeah, I'm reading it.
Try not to react.
No, I'm not reacting. because I'm thinking about what I want to say for our final topic. Now, for our final topic, I thought we'd do a little bit differently today. And so Loki has come out. It has become the biggest premiere on Disney Plus as far as the Marvel shows are concerned, which is not too shocking, and it's not that terribly big news. Now, full disclosure, Zach and I have seen the second episode. We were blessed, lucky, privileged enough to get access to the first 2 episodes early. We cannot tell you any spoilers about the second episode. We don't want to ruin the show for you. And we have to be really careful about how we speak, because we're also going to put reviews for the episode when they're up. Each of us have videos for the first 2 episodes combined, spoiler free, and then we both did a spoiler review for the first episode. Now, I thought it'd be interesting if you guys told us what you thought of the premiere of Loki, and any questions you might have for that second episode, and any theories that you want to share with us, and we'll do our best to answer them with the knowledge that we do have. We have to be careful, but I'm sure you guys understand that.
So pretty much we can Zach, answer... Well, I mean, yeah, we're supposed to. We can't talk about the second episode, because the second episode's like... Okay.
It's great.
I had a friend who got his screeners late, and he watched the first one. He goes, "That's really good." And I didn't reply back yet because I was at work. And then I get a second one, and it goes, "Holy shit!" He goes, "Can you explain that to me?" So I explained it to him, and he goes, "That's fucking cool."
Now, I want to address, while we give you guys time to share your thoughts on the live chat, to ask us any questions that you might have for the second episode or for the show in general, there is something that we need to address. There is a big Marvel Comics character coming into the MCU in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. This character has been cast. He's being played by Jonathan Majors. And the fact that Loki deals a lot with time travel and timelines and time variants, there has been
There's a character in the first episode that also is interacting with him. So.
Yes. So, people are speculating a lot about the possibility of Kang the Conqueror not only coming into the show Loki, but also the possibility of him being a timekeeper. Just quickly, I don't think he's going to be a timekeeper. Is there a possibility of him coming into the show? Maybe. Now, you guys know, if you've seen the first episode, that Gugum Bathara is in the show. She plays Judge Renslayer. Judge Renslayer in the comics is also known at one point as the Terminatrix. The Terminatrix, aka Judge Renslayer, I don't know why she's slaying me, but whatever, she has had a romantic connection to Kang the Conqueror himself. Now, as far as the first episode is concerned, and only the first episode, there's a lot of mystery around Renslayer. We don't really know what she's about, apart from, I don't trust Loki and I'm here
and
to
the Timekeepers, even though you don't believe that they are.
And the Timekeepers as well.
He might be involved with them somehow. Maybe he was one at one point. Maybe he... Because I don't know anything about the Timekeepers from the comics. And again, this is the show, so they could change stuff like they've done before. Even if he's not a Timekeeper, who says he wasn't one or isn't one of them? You know, because from the statues, they kind of look like Kang. At least one of them. It's
very similar to blue skin and all that. Kang is obviously in the comics at least very related to time. And his very motivation is to maintain the continuum of the timeline that he belongs to, whatever that timeline is, whether it's going to be the sacred timeline on the MCU, one of the variant timelines, whatever. We don't know. Now, let's go to your thoughts, see if we can muster something around it. All right, Easy Hay says, I thought it was the best premiere so far. Wilson and Hiddleston were great together. Same with the ensemble. I agree. I'm curious how much the consequence will affect the series. Now, this is interesting because I still remember, I believe, and do correct me if I'm wrong, guys, that Eric Thorpe a few weeks ago, and rightfully so, because Loki is set like outside of time and space, he had some worries like, is this going to affect the MCU too much? Is it going to be very separate? And myself and Zach both at the time theorized, well, the very thing that makes this universe work is because it's all connected. So we have to watch all these stories, get engaged with all of them and all that. So I thought it'd be an unnecessary risk not to make it matter. And in the meanwhile, they've confirmed this is going to affect the MCU a lot.
Especially Doctor Strange, I think they said.
Especially Doctor Strange. And guys, myself and Zach can guarantee you will kind of see why very soon.
I even have... We can't talk about it till after next week, but...
No.
I have
we cannot talk about it until Wednesday.
I can tell you this. I have definite theories of what they're going to do with Loki in the future. All
right.
Of the MCU. And I think that's what's exciting. And I think... This is what I said in my review. I said the TVA is fascinating. And the coolest thing about this is, yes, it is a Loki show, but reality is it's a TVA show. And this is what Kevin Feige is so good at, is because they've talked about it. In one of his interviews, he said, we've been trying to do the TVA for years, trying to figure out a way to put them in the show. This is smart. Just that little small thing in Endgame where everyone's like, where'd he go? And then they announced a Loki show, which again, I remember at the time being like, he just died. We don't need a Loki show. Caught me wrong. I'll count that. The first episode, dude, which, again, we're not going to get into too many spoilers on the first one if you haven't seen it yet, but just be warned.
No.
There's one scene that's some of the best acting Tom Hiddleston's ever done in the MCU.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Therapy.
Yes. It's fucking tragic. You... in a short span of time, understand Loki more than you would have ever gotten. He got more character development in like one scene with Owen Wilson than he's gotten at all. And for me, in that one scene, I sat there and I saw one guy commented on my review and he goes, well, how is this Loki nice and want to work with people when he was the evil one? I'm like, you didn't even watch the show then. Because like that specific scene shows, and I'll say it, Loki's not a bad guy. He's misunderstood, and he feels that he has to play that part.
It's a ploy from the weak to inspire fear.
Yes. Fucking
great
amazing.
Line.
Yes. Dude, it's seriously, I've watched the premiere like twice, 3 times. It's
same. It's so good. And I'm going to watch the second one even more.
Oh, you still have it? I don't have it anymore on my account.
I don't have it, but I watched it in time twice.
Okay. I've watched Luca twice.
Son of a bitch. All right. Joe
Sorry,
Fletcher,
Ren, I have to hold shit over your head when you saw A Quiet Place like a whole year early.
No worries. Do you think Kang is one of the timekeepers? Now, we've addressed this a little bit. I don't think he is one of the timekeepers.
Could be.
I think he could be. At the moment, I don't think he is, but is it possible? Yes, obviously.
I have a question.
I think he could be related somehow.
Are you versed in the timekeepers in the comics?
I know the basics. The very basics.
Do they look like Kang in the comics?
Some of them. Not necessarily all of them. They're not necessarily all blue.
They do interchange and stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, in the comics, is Kang because I love Kang, but I'm not like, the only thing I know of him is how he's a fucking evil guy. I don't know much about him as a person.
He's become a timekeeper before. He hasn't always been a timekeeper because of his motivation. I want to keep this timeline intact for my 41st century home to keep
possible chance that
safe.
He killed the timekeepers, and now he's the only one.
No, because the way they set it up is the timekeepers, if they don't exist, the timeline, whatever timeline it is, falls apart. Everything in existence and every possibility of existence gets destroyed. At least that's how I've read it. The way they set it up in the first episode.
I'm gonna go. I think he is the timekeeper. I think he is.
All right.
And I only say that because Gugu's character seems to be really important.
Yes. And we still don't know a lot about her.
No. And I think that mystery is going to be upheld. And I wonder... I don't think Kang shows up till the very last episode, though. Because this show has established who we think the villain is. by the first episode.
By the second episode, even more.
Well, yeah. But you know, in the first episode, you definitely see, okay, this is who the villain's going to be, blah blah. So now we're just sitting there. But I think
that's the thing, Zach. That's the thing, Zach. Does it though? We don't know.
Maybe
we don't know. Maybe not.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna ask you. Do you think what would be your percentage of King showing up? And is this he's a cameo or is he a main character?
No, the percentage varies on that because
there's one character we still don't have is Richard E. Grant. We know Richard's in the show. We just don't know who the fuck he's playing. You and me have theories, and especially after the second episode, we're like definitely even more theories of who it could possibly be. And guys, I do not believe Mephisto is in the show, but Ren did tell me, he goes, if Richard E. Grant were to play Mephisto, phenomenal choice if he was.
Mephisto is literally in the show in the first episode. The crystal glass on the church. It's literally.
But they did say that he's not in the show. Like the writers.
They also said there was a secret actor in the final episode of WandaVision with Paul Bettany. So you know what? I'll believe what I see.
No. Paul Bettany said that he said that.
And nobody said otherwise until it was too late.
Which is dumb. But once Paul Bettany opened his mouth, what are you supposed to say? He's a fucking liar.
Bad, Paul. Bad. That's what you're supposed to say. All right, Jacoby P. Loki was fantastic. I have a feeling it might end up being the best of the 3 shows thus far. I'm with you. Coming into all of these shows, it was the one I was most hyped for after that first trailer on the Investors Day last year. So I agree. Hang on. All right, Joe Fletcher. Do you think the multiverse war they talked about in Loki will come into play in Doctor Strange 2? Thank you for the question, Joe. Wait until episode 2. Do you want to say anything else, Zach?
No, because I'll probably spill it.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you have your say.
I know. It's just because the first 2 episodes, I know the differences on the big events, but there's small things in there that I don't want to mention because I could spoil it because I can't remember.
Yes. All right. Also, the score, Chef's Kiss, very true. There's a few people around on Twitter saying like it's already the best score of the MCU.
You can't say that until you see
it's top 5. I'm like.
Top 10?
I agree it's great, but I'm not putting any ranking on it because I've seen a small piece of the score, you know?
Who's doing it? Who's doing the score?
Let me tell you on the private. I don't want to put anybody on a bad rap.
No. I just mean who's doing the score.
Oh, it's a female composer that I'm not familiar with her, so I haven't. I think it's Natalie. I think it's a name with N, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's go see. I'll look it up. I pulled it up.
All right.
Natalie Holt.
Natalie Holt. I was going to say Natalie Hoffman.
So she's done... She did Herself, which is actually a pretty good movie. Had a nice little score to it.
Oh, yeah.
Paddington she assisted with, but was not the actual composer.
Oh, okay.
So she's done... She's composed a lot, but it's all very small stuff. So she's new.
Yeah, true. All right, Jacoby P says, I think the special cameo is going to be Ben Stiller and Vince Vaughn. Since
I'll be honest, though, Vince Vaughn coming into the MCU would be fucking awesome. Just saying.
It would.
Can I just get a TVA show of Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn?
And Time Crashers.
I would watch it, yes. I just watched Wedding Crashers for the first time, guys.
Yeah, that's true. You did.
That is one of the funniest fucking films I've ever seen in my life.
All right, why isn't it? Okay. I think Kang will have 1 or 2 scenes, maybe, kind of like Thanos in Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Possible. I don't think it's likely, guys. As far as I'm concerned, I don't think it's likely at this point. Maybe when rewatching episode 2, I will think differently. Maybe when watching for the first time episode 3, because now Zach and I have to wait 2 weeks. I mean, we're like a week and a half at this point, but we have to wait all the time for the new episode for us. All right. So
I will say I think Kang showing up in the show makes sense. If he doesn't, then I'll just be like, okay. It's just
true.
Now, okay, I have a thing for you. Could Kang show up in Doctor Strange? End credit scene, end of it, something like that. I could see him in an end credit scene if he's not. I just do not see him being the main villain in Ant-Man still. There's no way Kang is the main villain in Ant-Man. I mean, there could be, but that's a big-ass villain to fight Ant-Man and Wasp. But there is someone pointed it out. There's a little city when they're leaving the quantum realm in the second one, and Peyton Reed said that will tie in. Some people are predicting, could that be the TVA? Which I was some people are saying could be.
No! Fantastic Four, baby! Fantastic Four! They got trapped in the quantum realm, they made a living for themselves inside, and now they're gonna come back right away into the modern world from the 1960s. That's how they're gonna do it. I called it first. I called it first.
I hope it just doesn't happen.
I hope it does.
No.
Alright, guys.
We'll see.
Now, there's one big question about Loki that we have to address very quickly because we're about the 1 hour mark, and I always want to start the live questions at the 1 hour mark or before it. So let's quickly, Zach, do you think, after seeing the first 2 episodes, how much will Loki affect the MCU? In maybe just in the near future, maybe into the far future, with what you have seen, how big of an impact, and careful how you say it, how big of an impact do you think Loki will have on MCU?
I think there's a couple. I think introducing the TVA is a big thing because now they're going to they'll never disappear. They always have to be there. So they will always remain and play a part for the future of the MCU, whether it's in a small capacity, big capacity, whatever you want to say. Loki, his character is completely changed now, forever. And you can even just tell that in the first episode. I think what they're doing with him, again, 2 years ago I said there's nothing more you can do with the character. I was wrong. I will say I do think that eventually this like they said that there's no season 2 of Loki, but don't get me wrong, if they do a season 2 of a TVA show, you know what I mean? I could see them
with Loki.
I don't think Loki shows up.
I think he's gonna stay, dude, because the show has a second season already.
No, they said they're not doing that anymore. The Michael guy came out and said that, I thought.
He said, I read the article, he said the storyline of the second season is going to be like very, very different. So I think Loki...
Just stop. Just stop. You can't say anymore.
Yeah.
Just stop. Just let's just say
I think it's going to have a second season. There's going to be a season 2.
So I'm interested to see where they go. I think, and Owen Wilson I love. I think he's fantastic in this.
Oh, he's awesome. He's awesome. Yeah.
I really love this show. I can't say if it's going to directly affect the MCU, because like when I look at WandaVision, the biggest takeaway from that is Wanda's powers, I think, were the biggest thing for me, and White Vision and stuff like that. But like, it didn't blow us out of proportion and affect the MCU to a certain point. You know what I mean? It wasn't like she opened up the multiverse. Nothing that we know of yet. Maybe she did, but it didn't seem like she did. Then you look at Falcon Winter Soldier, which the biggest takeaway from that is Sam is now Captain America, which to a fan base, like if my dad never watched Falcon Winter Soldier, he saw the ends of Avengers Endgame, he'd just be like, oh, he's Captain America now. You know what I mean? No one, you don't have to see that, which is dumb, you should, but like, you didn't have to see that journey to understand that Sam is now Captain. You know what I mean? This, I'm going to be honest, I think it plays a part in telling more about the time stuff with Endgame and stuff like that. And I think there's going to be a couple big things. Obviously, there's one thing that happens in episode 2 that we can't talk about yet. That's like, okay, so that's probably going to be one of the big implications. I got to think Kang is the next one. So I think it plays a big part. But I will say by the end of the season, I think whatever's going on is kind of fixed. And it's not that drastic to the entire future of the MCU.
Alrighty. All I'm going to say is I think precisely the opposite. But without any further ado, and if we've missed any Loki questions, don't worry, we'll address them in the live questions part of the show. All right, let's go on into the live questions part of the show, my friends. Let's start with Jorge, who asks, thoughts on Geek Week and last episode being bad because no Cobra Kai trailer and The Witcher barely was there. Now, when I think geeked, I don't necessarily think Cobra Kai, and in all honesty, I didn't pay too much attention. I had stuff going on during the week, naturally.
No one was really talking about it, though.
I only paid attention to a few things, those things being what they sent directly to my email, to my inbox. That's why I know about the E-Man trailer. I know a little bit about the little sizzle that came out about Siri
and Witcher. We got the teaser, which I'm assuming the full trailer will come out July 9th.
Yes.
Because that's when they're doing the con.
A few new anime announced for Netflix. The Zack Snyder North Mythology anime. That's fucking awesome. The spin-off to Castlevania following...
Splinter Cell.
Spoilers for Castlevania Season 4. The son of Trevor and Sypha, that will be our main character. Splinter Cell was also announced. I don't pay too much attention to that.
Which
the
is
League
funny,
of Legends thing.
They're doing all the Ubisoft games. It's like they announced last year. They have Far Cry. They have Splinter Cell. I'm going to be honest, though. A Splinter Cell should not be an anime. That should have just been flat out a fucking movie or show. That should just be a live action movie or show. So.
Yeah. What else we got? Where are questions? All right. Tyler Van asks, thoughts on the Daredevil movie? Also, which is better, the theatrical or extended cut? I don't mind the Daredevil movie, to be honest with you. I never minded it. There's an extremely cringeworthy scene on the teeter-totter, but I really don't mind Daredevil either way. I think there's a lot of cool ideas. There's quite a few good moments in execution. I like the casting of all the characters, even though I don't like the writing for all the characters. Extended cut is the better version. It's not great, but it's a fine enough watch. It's a solid watch. Zach, what do you think of Daredevil, and have you seen both cuts?
Yeah, and it's fine. I just never really cared about it.
Alrighty. Jacoby with a shout. Mangold did Night and Day. I enjoy Night and Day. I've always enjoyed that film. Not when you think about James Mangold doing Ford v Ferrari, Logan, 310 to Yuma. Night and Day does not compare to any of those, but I do enjoy Night and Day. And he did Sylvester Stallone. Copland. Copland is really good. Most people have not seen Copland. Zach, did you enjoy Night and Day? Have you ever seen Night and Day?
I liked it. It's fine. It's probably my least favorite film of his, but it's not bad.
For sure.
There's so much worse out there, man. Like, I would rather... Yeah.
Another good shout. He also did Caden Leopold, which is really good as well.
Never seen that
It's really good. It's Hugh Jackman.
What's your favorite James Mangold film besides Logan?
Ford v Ferrari, for sure. Ford v Ferrari is fucking amazing. I love that fucking movie. All right, let's go to more questions. Where are more questions, everybody? About Infinite. There's a little bit of The Matrix, but the other comparisons are strong. Maybe that's the fourth one that I was missing. Yeah. So good shout there, Jacoby.
Matrix 4 is still coming out this year, guys. Everyone keeps forgetting about that.
That's true. It doesn't even have a poster, but I have... I'm not going to say what I was going to say. Heezy Hey. What type of recording setup do you have? I'm rearranging my desk and was wondering how y'all have your setups. So I have this tripod for the microphone, and I have an Amazon Basics microphone, and this one I use for my reviews. It's from the brand... All of these were gifts, by the way. Newer. It's from the brand... Let it focus... Newer. There you go. Now focus on my face again. I have a tripod for my camera from the brand Zome. I think this over now. I have a Canon. I have a ring light over my camera. I have not part of the setup, but I have also lights on my room. I have 3 giant Funko Pops to put my laptop on top of, and that's how my laptop is right here. I have a USB device that I'm forgetting the name of to connect my camera to my laptop, and then I have.
You just got muted. Hey, you're muted. You're muted. I don't know what happened.
And I have, I'm back. I have a USB port with several USB entries for to connect my mic, my headphones, my vape, my ring light. The vape is not part of the setup, but I connect it anyways. And yeah, I have a very poor setup, and I installed these lights here on the shelf for the back to be more appealing, I guess, as well as the red curtain. So yeah, that's my setup. How about you, Zach?
So I used to kind of do what you did. I used to stack a bunch of fucking boxes every damn time I needed to record something and put the camera towards facing me, but I've in turn changed that. And I got a tripod, all that stuff, and I kind of changed it again because I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. So now I have this desk and 2 screens and my lights and all this stuff all in this corner. That's not what I want to do, but for like convenient spaces, it fits. Yeah. It works. I have like my dream idea of what I want to do, maybe one day. But yeah, so it's pretty much like Ren's. I just use a different mic. I use a Yeti mic. I'm obsessed with trying different microphones, but this is the one that I like the most. Can't tell you all the amount of mics that I've bought. Can't tell you the amount of lights I've bought and tried. I've trial and error, my friends, trial and error.
Yeah, I also should say I don't have a desk in my room because my room over here is very small, so I don't even have space for a desk.
Ren barely fits in it. He's taller than the room.
Yes, it's true. It's not true. All right, Tony Movie Chappie.
Sit outside.
Tony Movie Chappie. What is a comic book movie that you think is underrated? Mine is The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Underrated. Well, the first Thor. Yeah, the first Thor. I'm going with that one because the first Thor is fucking amazing. How about you, Zach?
Ant-Man. I still think I think both Ant-Man films are
That's a good shout.
I don't think people talk about them enough. I think, especially Ant-Man and the Wasp, people shit on it so much. I'm like, it's just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, true.
And honestly, you know what's weirdly I've kind of started to like a little bit more. Don't love it still. Still keep it in the same ranking. I kind of caught a little bit of Captain Marvel a couple days ago. I'm kind of starting to like it a little bit more. I still don't like the first act, but
Captain Marvel, I find Captain Marvel underrated, but I also don't love the movie necessarily, so that's why that one doesn't come to mind.
I think the next one's going to be freaking awesome, though.
Same. All right. Spoilers, before I bring it up, spoilers for Loki. So if you haven't seen Loki, if you don't want spoilers, I'm going to keep my hand up as long as we talk spoilers. So just look at my face. Try not to look at the question. Just look at my face. And once I put my hand down, we'll be finished with the spoilers. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Spoilers. Do you think some people are going to misinterpret that Loki might change the MCU for the worse with the time travel, especially with the Infinity Stones being at the TVA? I don't think so, because we don't know where those Infinity Stones came from. All of those came from these different variants that they quickly eliminated, and they clearly have no effect in the TVA or in the world, sphere, realm, dimension, whatever you want to call it, that the TVA is at. They have no power, which is a really interesting concept when you think about the power that they do have when in a timeline. Zach, what do you think? My hand is getting tired.
I mean, everything that you said to me. I think they explained it pretty well, honestly. Like, it's... It just shows the TVA works different. Everything that goes there works different.
All right. And spoilers are done. Luis Feliciano asks, love the show. It has a 70s vibe to it. Last year or the year before, there was a leaked picture of Loki at the premiere of Jaws in 1975. How do you think that will play into the show? How can we answer this, Zach?
We can't. So I'll just say we
can't. We can't.
I'm not saying that we've seen that yet, but there's just...
Yeah, no.
The second... the thing that I love about Loki is that for every question that was given in episode 1 is answered in episode 2, but then it's given another question. And it's smart because the show's so great, because WandaVision, a lot of people, while it was great to theorize every week, you didn't really get answers till episode 7, which is the best episode, in my opinion, of the entire show. And I love what WandaVision did that for the intrigue, but it did leave a lot of people waiting for what was going to happen. Yeah. And Falcon and Winter Soldier, same thing. Didn't really set up a fuck ton, and then the final 2 episodes had to address all of this. And it was way too much. What Loki's doing smart is the first episode addresses stuff. The second episode gets rid of that stuff, says, okay, it's clear, done, but here's more. And I'm assuming the third episode will do the same. And it sounds like Tom Hiddleston was asked what his 2 favorite episodes were, and he said 4 and 5 are his favorite. So I'm assuming 4 and 5 will be a big episode, and then 6 will be the finale. And I like how they're doing that so far.
Same. All right. Eric Thorpe says, I like Loki more than Falcon and Winter Soldier for sure. Not ready to say it's as good as WandaVision. Perfectly reasonable, perfectly respectable. As far as premieres are concerned, like the first episode of each show, I like Loki the best. I'm not ready to rank Loki in any way, shape, or form at all. I've seen not even half of what they're about to offer. I'm always only ready to rank stuff when I've seen it all. Like WandaVision, I only added it to my ranking when I was done with it. Falcon and Winter Soldier, same thing. So I'm going to do the same for Loki. GKOP, what are your thoughts on the announcement over the TED TV series coming to Peacock? I have 2 answers to this. First answer is, I love the TED movies, so I'm going to check the show out either way. Does the announcement and every piece of information that came with it leave me excited? No, not at all. I'm going to check the show out purely out of the love I have for the movies, not because I'm interested in the show itself. Zach, how about you?
I'm nervous. You know, I love the first 2 films. Second one's a mess, but it's still fun as shit. I hope it's not animated. I'll say that. I hope it's actually live action.
Yeah, true. So. Tony Movie Chappie, do you guys want to see the Snyderverse continue? I would love to, but it's done. It's not going to continue. It's dead.
And he doesn't want to do it anymore, guys.
And he doesn't want exactly.
To. And I don't blame him.
And good for Zach.
You know?
Good for Zach. Not
the only
Zach,
thing, and I'll say this: the only
Zach
thing that could
Snyder.
ever bring Zach back to do something like this is, I know they just changed leaders once again, but I mean, it would seriously have to be. They literally sign a contract saying we will not even come to set, because Snyder Cut is supposed to be full freedom cut, and they said nope, no Green Lantern, can't do that. Yeah. They're still every day on him, so you know, all right. I don't blame him.
Any excitement for E3? I know Zach is a gamer, trademarked. Apparently, gamer is trademarked. Zach.
There's a lot. Just give me some new announcements, man. Show me what's coming out this year, what's not. Big thing. Me, Christian, and Leo do a gaming podcast now once a month, every other couple of weeks, and our first episode, go watch it. It's us predicting what we think is going to happen.
Alrighty. GKOP, Walk the Line, another Mangold movie that we forgot. Also a really great movie. I still maintain my answer that Logan is the best and Ford v Ferrari. I'll even say then it's 3:10 to Yuma, and then it's Walk the Line. Alrighty. Girl Interrupted is also from Mangold. I like Girl Interrupted. I will put Girl Interrupted over Night and Day, though. Though again, I still liked Night and Day. GKOP, well, Ren, if you want to watch a good movie with Wahlberg and Ejiofor, watch Four Brothers. Four Brothers is great.
Underrated movie.
That's an underrated movie by the late, great John Singleton that can watch the taste of... It's true. Very different movie. Completely different. But the fact that it's Wahlberg and Ejiofor... And look, Ejiofor, Zach, you probably don't believe this. You guys... I hope you haven't seen Infinite. I hope you have not wasted your time. Ejiofor is giving it his all in the movie. Like, if the script... Dude, he gave it 110%. If the script was any better, that probably was an Academy Award performance.
I heard
He's
Mark
great.
Wahlberg sucks.
I don't think he sucks, but he does this shtick, sort of. So if you don't like Mark Wahlberg, Infinite is not.
Hey, everybody! I'm gonna carry a gun.
Everybody. I'm gonna carry. No. He carries a katana. That's his weapon of choice in this movie. It's a katana, man. Oh, dude, it's so bad. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna change my answer. Domination Scott. I rewatched Man of Steel. I will be hands down the greatest underrated masterpiece comic. Yeah. You know what? It's true. I retract my Thor comment. Thor is still a close second to
Thor's
first
a piece
Thor.
Of shit, man.
Fuck off. With the reactions towards Luca, which I haven't seen, do you guys think people put a Pixar at too high of a bar, especially when they made a movie that's just good? Oh no, I haven't seen anyone's reaction. No. I don't want to see anyone's reaction.
Can I talk about this real fast though?
Sure.
I won't share people's reaction. I know what he's talking about. So I've seen a lot of people kind of put this up where like Pixar is a god tier studio. They're great. They're amazing. The thing that people don't get about Luca, and if you've seen the trailer, I don't get why people look at Luca and go like, oh, it's going to be like an extravagant adventure like Soul. You know what I mean? Where they're gonna go to these different areas and the places. I've only
seen the first teaser,
but do you know what I mean? Like
I don't get that sense.
But that's what even the next trailer said, and I never got that sense. Yes, they're underwater creatures. Okay. Yes, but like it's not like they're going to fucking Atlantis. That's Aquaman, guys. That's what Aquaman's for, and other films. Like they're not. That's not their purpose. The thing I love about Luca is the simplicity of it. Even from the trailer, I love that simplicity. And I don't think people are getting the purpose of Luca when they watch the film. And I'm afraid that when the film comes out, people are going to be, oh, this was not like... Guys, it's a small film. It's nothing more than that. It's literally a fucking coming-of-age story. That's what it is. So... Mm-hmm. I'll leave it there. I have a lot more I'll say, but I can't. So, but I'll just say, like, you have to expect exactly what the trailer sells you is exactly what the film is. That's exactly what it is. And I loved it. I love how they did that.
I don't want to know, Zach. I don't want to know.
I'll watch your review. They did that.
Yes. Carlos Salviza, are you excited for Blade Runner Blackout coming this fall? Fuck yes, finally.
Is that the anime? Finally?
Yes, Shinichiro Watanabe, the director of Cowboy Bebop, doing a Blade Runner anime that is rated R. I'm fucking foaming at the mouth. I don't know how to get anime screeners. Apologies for that. I don't know how to get anime screeners. I don't know, somewhere in Japan. I'm getting my hands on that shit. I'm coming every Friday. I'm covering Shaman King. You guys
Black
know
Lotus?
that?
Blade Runner
Blackout.
Lotus. Well, this one says Blade Runner Black Lotus. It's from the guy who did.
It's from the guy who did Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, this one says Black Lotus. Did they change it?
I thought it was Blackout.
Blackout 2022 is the anime short film.
Yes, but I thought the series was going to have the same name.
I don't know. What's the guy's name?
Shinichiro Watanabe. Or just go to Cowboy Bebop and search for the director.
It says it's coming out this year, this one.
Yeah, this fall. I saw it too. I was going to send you the headline, but I forgot it, clearly. All right. Do you think the cat in Loki is a flurkin? If so, do you think it will work, I guess, into Ms. Marvel, the Marvels that are... No, I don't. I think it was just funny that someone is so fucking lonely dealing with that bullshit bureaucracy that they brought a cat in. And the cat clearly doesn't have to die because time works differently at the TVA. All right. I saw a great one for... Oh, here we go. GoP. Ren, I saw your tweet about what Taika said about Love and Thunder, and you didn't like it? I'm kidding. Being funnier than Ragnarok, and I know you're worried. Worried is not the word, but I get what you mean. I know that that's how I came across in the tweet. But I think Taika, since writing the movie, exactly, might do a good balance of humor and heart. Let's look for 2 as much as I like Ragnarok, and I think it's one of the funnier MCU movies, my problem with it is that I think had little emotional moments. Same with me. And after Jojo Rabbit, I think it might be that's exactly how I feel. I went into Jojo Rabbit with that worry. I'm like, oh shit, the guy who did Ragnarok is going to balance humor with drama in the Nazi era. And then I saw Jojo Rabbit, and I fucking adore Jojo Rabbit. So you completely captured my thoughts. The fact that Taika is from the beginning writing this movie is fucking awesome to me. I get afraid because of the impression Ragnarok specifically left in me, but all of Taika's other projects, they have a good balance when he wants to show that balance. Look at his episode of Mandalorian. Great balance. Though obviously a very different ratio. Much more drama, not so much humor. There's good humor, and when they hit the humor is great, but Ragnarok was like this, and Mandalorian is drama here and comedy down there. But good shouts in every regard, GKBP. Let me see, Scott. What's your favorite TV show to watch? Mine is Chicago Fire. Didn't mention shows people talked about on YouTube like Game of Thrones, Smallville, Walking Dead, and favorite show to watch right now? Ooh, it's probably Loki. I don't know. Look, I have my top 3 TV shows of all time. So I'm going to kind of morph your question into that. My number 1 TV show of all time is Spartacus from Starz. The second one is Battlestar Galactica, the 2004 version with Edward James Olmos. And my third is Sons of Anarchy. Those are my 3 favorite shows of all time. Nothing even comes close to it. Zach, do you have a favorite TV show you like to watch, or do you have a top 3 of all time?
So, like right now, currently, My Hero Academia, weekly thing, gotta watch it every week.
Did you watch today's?
Nah.
Okay.
Not yet. But for me, my favorite show of all time is Breaking Bad. I mean, it always will be. I love Breaking Bad. I love how they made the show. Made me fall in love with filmmaking. Chuck, I love. It's my first discovery. Zachary Levi. I can always watch that show. I love Community, The Leftovers, Friends, The Office. I love a bunch of different shows. And just like you mentioned, Walking Dead, I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna see where they take it. It's a show that definitely not as great as it used to be, but can't stop watching it for some reason.
All right. Luis Feliciano, should we expect a What If trailer this Monday? I don't see any reason why we should expect it. Is it impossible? I don't think so. But I would count... I personally would expect a What If trailer around the time of Black Widow. Maybe right before or right after. Zach, how about you?
I think we get it like the 5th week of Loki.
All right.
Like, hey, you guys enjoy this time stuff and all these different things.
Fair point.
Here's the next thing we're doing.
I think, and let me think carefully about how I say this, because Zach will understand. I think depending on what happens after the 3rd episode, Zach, because of episode 2, we might get a What If trailer after episode 3 of Loki.
Okay.
I think that's the sooner I can see it. Thoughts on the Matrix sequels? Never watched them. How about you, Zach? I'm going to have to watch them.
Definitely not as good as the first.
All right. I agree that maybe Zack Snyder shouldn't go back to his own well-being, but I'm pretty sure his stance is, if given the opportunity, he would continue. From what we've read, like around the time that Army of the Dead came out, there were some very enlightening interviews, and I don't think he would. And like you yourself say, man, for his own well-being, he shouldn't. And your own well-being is always priority number one, no matter what the subject is. So yeah. MChat, have you been playing Ratchet and Clank? If so, what are your thoughts? I've never played a single Ratchet and Clank movie. Zach, you have the game, but you still haven't started, correct?
Yeah, I haven't started it. I want to. I want to beat Mass Effect. I'm so fucking close. I just want to beat it at this point.
What do you guys think of Spider-Man Homecoming? Was it really that good? People made it. We both have reviews for it. Spider-Man Homecoming actually was my first ever press screening. So it does hold a special place in my heart. I love Spider-Man Homecoming, dude. It's awesome. Zach, you love it too, if I remember correctly.
It's top 10. I love Homecoming to pieces. I love it. And that was actually one of the first, wasn't a press screening. I waited fucking 8 hours for that movie. I waited 8 hours for that goddamn film to see it early.
All right.
Totally worth it.
The Incredibles or Toy Story 3? Easy. Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3. There's not even a fucking question on that.
Jack Alexander. I saw In the Heights yesterday. I didn't think that Lin-Manuel Miranda... Okay, double negative. So I'm going to assume you mean I didn't think Lin-Manuel Miranda needed to be in that movie at all. Thoughts on this? I don't think anyone needs to be in the movie, but the director and the writer wanted him in the movie. He played Usnavi in the original play in Broadway. So it was a really great way to pass that torch.
Especially that one scene in the beginning, in the first song.
Yes. Yes, and the beach as well. Not to spoil anything, but there's a moment in the beach where the Piragüero, who is played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, is singing something to Usnavi, and I think symbolically that represents the Piragüero, played by Lin-Manuel Miranda, gave life and is an important part of Usnavi's life, because not only did he play him in the original play, but he also brought Anthony Ramos into the main stage with Hamilton, and now this. So it's, to me at least, nothing, not to invalidate your opinion, obviously, but to me there's no part of this that is a need or anything as far as playing a role is. But the director, John M. Chu, and Chiara, the writer, wanted him in the movie. He wasn't going to be in the movie, but they insisted. Luis Feliciano. Do you think the big secret is that Luca and Alberto are gay, since in the trailers they gave away that there are Sima? No, I don't. The director has actually been very open about it, and he says it's just a story of friendship, and I love that. I think not that I would have any problems if they were gay. I just love stories of friendship. I think we need more stories of friendship. Netflix just put out a really enjoyable film, The Wish Dragon, and it's a friendship movie. It's not about love whatsoever. I mean, friendship is a form of love, you want to think about it that way, but it's a friendship movie, and I love it. I think we need more movies about friendship. How about you, Zach?
I agree.
All right. MChat, isn't the Blade Runner anime coming to Netflix? I have no idea, but if it is, cool. I know who to ask now. Jigopi, I like Antoine Fuqua, who directed Infinite. Love Training Day, Dega's remake of Magnificent 11. Magnificent 7, the remake, is really underrated. I thought his other Mark Wahlberg collaboration, Shooter, is really good as well. Was dumb yet fun movie, so it sucks that... Yeah, I feel exactly the same way you do. I was like, oh, okay, Antoine Fuqua directed this. Because I only found that out when I saw the trailer. I was like, IMDb, who is the director? And I was like, oh shit, Antoine Fuqua. I'm kind of interested in this, and... unfortunately, it didn't pan out.
Breaking news, Warner Brothers In the Heights. We have its last night opening preview, or what it opened up on Friday. $5 million.
Ooh.
I gotta be honest. Shouldn't have been on HBO Max.
No, it should not.
I think this is going to be the first effect of why you don't do both films. Yeah. That sucks. That's including Thursday night too.
Okay, so it was Black Lotus. Ricardo mistyped. Easy, hey, we got a cyberpunk anime from Trigger. I'm interested. I'm interested in anything Trigger does. Um, uh, GKOP, do you guys watch or at least heard of the YouTube channel Dead Meat? Nope. He does kill counts on horror movies. Check him out. He's really good and hilarious. Now, that's not necessarily the content I'm looking for, to be honest. Even movie reviews, guys. Don't tell this to anybody. But if we're not friends and engage, what's so frequently? Like I have a group on Twitter. We always talk in messages. I watch all of those people's reviews. I watch their reviews all the time.
Same.
Otherwise, I probably don't watch it.
Here's the thing, guys.
But thank you for the recommendation.
Watching them, my friends, and people I like. After that, I'm not on YouTube. I don't watch a lot of videos on YouTube, honestly.
Yeah, true.
Back in the day, though, Flatter Movie Talk,
yes.
Movie Talk, fuck yeah, I watch it every day. But not anymore.
And the Schmoes, when it was good, the Schmoes show.
Well, they're bringing back a show where it's just Christian and Ellis. I'm like,
yes, I saw that, and I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to give that a shot for sure.
I'm so behind on the Schmodown. I really liked SEN at first, and it just
I still love the Schmodown, even though I skipped through all the bullshit interviews. I
haven't watched that in like weeks.
All of those above Game of Thrones, Ren, 100%. Is it because the last season it doesn't even make your top? No, you guys know I like the last season of Game of Thrones. I just prefer these three and a few other ones as well. Though I just have the top three locked in my head. I don't think about the top 10. Ooh, what do you guys think is the worst finale of a TV show? One of my favorite shows has the worst TV finale I've ever seen. Because I was so attached, I consider it the worst finale. Yes. How I Met Your Mother.
I've never seen it. I've never seen the finale, so I don't know.
I'm not. Oh, okay. I'm not going to spoil because I still think you should watch like the show from beginning to end, and then just be prepared for what they do in the final like 10 minutes.
Okay. I have one. Dexter. I know they're getting that new season this year, but this new season's pretty much like we know we fucked up. No, seriously, like, and here's the thing. So the final season came out before the final book. The final book got delayed because the final season's ending was so bad. The guy wouldn't change the ending, and the book's ending's even worse. So no matter what, I don't win. It's the ending of the show is so bad. It should have ended one or two ways. And they didn't even do that. So, we'll see. Fucking terrible. Terrible.
I forgot y'all watch My Hero. What did you think of the recent powerful reveal?
Is that what
I can't answer that. Week? Yes. I can't answer that because I read the manga, but Zach, what do you think of the new powerful reveal?
Deku about to be number one, my boys. Damn. If Deku could control this thing and stop being a scrawny little bitch, he could kick the fuck out of Bakugo. Just saying.
I can't say anything. But it gets good, guys. It gets good. Do you think they're waiting to premiere the No Way Home trailer with Black Widow? No, because it's Sony.
The Sony...
No,
Here's the
I don't
thing,
think
guys.
It's impossible.
The trailer. The movie theaters have the trailer, but it's locked. What Sony does is they'll pick a fucking date and then they'll skip it the day of. I'm not exaggerating. I remember Far From Home. It was supposed to drop, like the trailer was supposed to drop a certain date, and then it got pushed to 2 days later. No word, no nothing, just got pushed. Everyone remembers when they were announcing the title. Not 6 a.m., not 7 a.m. They literally waited till like, what, fucking 12:30? Like, randomly. They don't, it's all random. Like, the No Way Home at this point, I think we'll get word of when it's coming out, and it'll be a hit or miss. It will be out before Black Widow, though. Here's my thing. I would expect No Way Home to debut with Fast and Furious 9, if I'm being honest.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that could be it. That's the last movie I'm going to watch before going back to Portugal for a bit.
Hey,
watch over here in London. That's what I mean. Not that I'm not going to
how long are
watch
you
movies
going
in
back
Portugal.
for?
I want to be back for Sundance London, which I already have tickets for
Oh,
Coda and
you got Coda. Did you get Mass?
and I got a ticket for the surprise film, and I assume that's Mass because Mass is on the website, but you can't buy tickets. There's still no show times. There's nothing. So I risked 17 fucking pounds in hoping that the surprise film is Mass. So it better be fucking Mass.
You can't return your tickets or anything?
Not that I could find. I was like, fine, whatever.
But like every other ticket's up, right?
Yeah, they have all the other tickets
So,
up.
like, why
But you
is
go
it
to
Mass
Mass, and I have no clue, dude. Absolutely no clue.
I'm happy you got Coda.
Yes, that one I got because I was like, okay, I can watch this one. It's at a good time and day and all that.
Was Zola there?
Yes, but I didn't buy for that one because I already spent 35 pounds, and right
Plus,
now
it's coming out soon, so.
yeah, it's that one has a date, so I wasn't too worried about that one.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, let's get this one out of the way. Tony Movie Chappie asks, why are some people fixated on the whole wokeness and expecting it in movies now? So I don't give a fuck about Geeks and Gamers. I never watched Geeks and Gamers. I only know Geeks and Gamers the term because other people saw the problems they were having. SJW, wokeness, whatever you want to, those things don't exist. People who invent those terms and bring them up is just because they're fucking disgraces to humankind, and I don't want to address them. Zach, do you want to say anything?
I don't even want to talk because anytime I get a comment about like, oh, this movie's so woke, this, that, who gives a fuck? Who gives
Why
a
is
fuck?
it woke? Why isn't a movie with all white people woke?
Exactly. And like for me it's like when we watch like Star Wars, I don't know if you ever got like Rey, Mary Sue, shut the fuck up. Luke's a Mary Sue then. I don't give a fuck what you guys say.
Gary Stu.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Like
nothing against you, Tony Movie Chappie. It's just these questions about these people in specific. I think they're. I don't want to address them. Exactly.
Yeah, I think they're all like honestly for me, and this isn't talking about everyone that works at these channels or anything of that nature, but like clearly I feel like they do it just for views. They did it once. They're like, hey, we get a fuck ton of views. Let's do it every single time. And I feel like a lot of these people feel like they have to have that opinion. They have to have that opinion. It's like the Last of Us Part 2 shit. It's not a woke game. People literally like shit on the game for no reason. People call Abby a transgender when she really wasn't. And when you play the game, it totally makes sense to why she buffed the fuck up. She buffed up because the guy who killed her fucking dad is a gigantic man. I mean, point blank, you know?
Yeah, sure.
Like, people... It's like in our society, a woman can't be buff anymore. In our society... guys can't do this and women can't do that, and it always goes back to, well, this is woke and this is not, and who gives a fuck? Point blank, who gives a fuck?
All right.
I remember when Miles Morales came out. That's woke. What do you mean? It's a part of the comics. It's fucking a part of, like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
I don't give a fuck about these people, and I just feel very comfortable in addressing and giving them attention. Again, nothing against you, my friend. Just this whole issue, it's a non-issue that we should avoid giving attention to. All right, Jack Alexander. Don't know if you talked about this, but what are your thoughts on the Eyes of Tammy Faye trailer? I thought it looked freaking amazing. I didn't get anything out of it. Don't get me wrong, I didn't hate it. I'm going to be there day one because it's coming out on Oscar season. The makeup looks amazing, but I got no idea what that movie is about. Zach, what do you think?
Looks good.
All right. Luis Feliciano, do you think the late Brittany Murphy was an underrated actress? What are your favorite films of hers? I remember seeing Brittany Murphy in two things. Actually, I remember three things, but one of them I didn't actually watch. She was in that movie with Ashton Kutcher that I don't even remember the name. She was in 8 Mile, and she was in Boy Meets World. So the best movie I've seen from her is 8 Mile, but I don't remember seeing her in a lot of things. Maybe I have seen more of her stuff, but I just don't remember. How about you, Zach?
No idea what the fuck this is. Or who.
All right.
I don't remember her.
Have you ever seen 8 Mile?
Yes.
It's the main girl.
Oh. Not memorable to me.
No idea. All right. This is a good point that Easy Hay brings up. While 5 million isn't great, I didn't expect In the Heights to do too hot in the opening weekend. It'll probably have a good week, 2-week turnover. It's a very good point. It could be a Greatest Showman, Zach. Never gets to number 1, but it keeps being there. Maybe at number 2, maybe at number 3, maybe at number 4, back to number 2, and stuff like that.
But to be honest, I expected a lot from this film. 5 million, that's bad. It was projected to make 20 to 30 million. Right now it's projected to end with 13. That's not good. And the significance of In the Heights, I mean, when you look at Hamilton, how big that was, and you look at other things of that nature, I mean, In the Heights, I gotta be honest, I think a lot of people are just staying at home and watching it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the point. If Rocket Man can almost make 30 million opening weekend,
I think it's going to do well globally. Because globally, no HBO Max.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. These smaller films, man, it's a smaller film overall. Like, on a scale of that, and I'm shocked that they have not announced an actual Hamilton film. I'm shocked they haven't announced that yet.
Wait for it. Which is a quote from Hamilton.
I've never seen it.
By the way, the next question I'm about to bring up, I've read it ahead of time. Get ready to applaud. Jack Alexander says, I tricked my mom into taking me to the theater to see In the Heights instead of on HBO as we were driving to theater, and she said, why are we paying money for this? And I ranted about the theatrical experience. Good man, Jack. Good man, Jack. There we go. I've seen In the Heights twice at this point, both in theaters. It's not even out over here in the UK yet, and it's the only way to watch the film. I really liked it. I love the movie, like the experience of the film. I do have a few issues with that. I was unable to give it as high a grade as I wanted to, though I gave it a very high grade. But that is what we need, Jack. Good man, you're doing the Lord's work. Good man. Loki is serving the timekeepers, you're serving the theatrical keepers. Good man, Jack. My guy. There we go. Oh, hang on, we had a jump. No, we didn't. Okay. I have a cousin who hates musicals. I convinced him to go see La La Land with me, and he thought it was okay. How dare he? Have you convinced someone to go into a film of a genre they don't like, but they end up liking? Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, because the one friend who's coming to my mind, I didn't recommend it. He started watching an anime that isn't exactly his type, because he's more of an action, visual effects, adventure type of guy. He started watching a drama anime, but I never recommended it because I haven't seen the anime, so he watched that before me. Have I recommended something to... How about you, Zach? What did you think?
I don't say a genre, maybe a movie.
Maybe a movie specifically, but not necessarily a genre.
Yeah, I don't know, because like a lot of my friends are pretty open to stuff, and if they're not, they just don't watch it. Like I've never been able to convince. Like I have one friend who I'm trying to I'm like, you should watch anime, you'd like it. No. I'm like, your favorite game's Final Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts, you would like it. It's the same fucking thing. No. I'm like, dude, it's literally the same fucking thing.
I convinced Zach to watch My Hero Academia, so there's one.
Yeah, you did. Well, I always wanted to.
I know, but I finally pushed that cart forward.
Yeah, and then I watched it in like 2 weeks and got sad because I caught up.
Trailer Gamer, I saw La La Land recently, and it's such a masterpiece. My man! And I adore the Moonlight Tap dancing scene. So is it my favorite scene of the movie? Every scene of that movie is my favorite scene. Perfect. So yes, that's my favorite scene of the movie.
You know what's funny?
Along with every other one.
I don't think that was my favorite film of that year. I think that was my second. I think Arrival was my number one. Did Arrival come out that same year?
Yes, it did.
Oh, then yeah, Arrival was probably number one.
Tony Movie Chappie, 100%. Sorry for the question if I made you guys uncomfortable. No, you don't have to apologize. We are uncomfortable just talking about that, people, but I understand that you wanted to ask that. It's only natural. It's completely valid. So you don't have to apologize at all, my friend. Thank you for being so prevalent to apologize, but there's no need for it. We just want on our part to explain to you and give you the understanding as well of why we don't necessarily like to address
Ren,
those
let's
people
just become a
events.
woke channel. Let's just become a woke channel.
We are a woke channel. I mean, I am awake, you're awake, so this is a woke channel. Patrick Burrow. Good morning to my two favorite geeks. Hope both of you. Oh, Vanessa.
Fucking great. I love that moment. What's your favorite song?
96,000 for sure.
96,000.
If I won the lotto,
I'll be honest. That's the only thing I like about HBO Max is that even though I've seen it in theaters like 3 times, I've literally put that movie on repeat at home.
Yeah, I've put the songs on when I'm cooking, when I'm editing something. It's 96,000.
The first one, In the Heights too.
That's not my top 3. I was thinking my top 3. So it's 96,000. I would go with Carnaval del Barrio.
Yeah, that's my number
2.
3.
And honest, dude, on a rewatch, the Blackout song, Throw Up the Fireworks, it's so good. My God, I love it. And again, good.
You know what I love about the movie too is everyone has their distinct singing style, and they never hit over each other. Like Vanessa never goes to the rapping, and I love Uznavi in the way that he reacts each time. He goes, "All right, bye."
What am I doing?
96,000. He goes, "It's crazy when we get into these crazy hypotheticals." And then she just started like burst down. He goes, "All right, I just asking you a question. All right, never mind." Yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool.
Never see me again.
It's really cool how they did that. And I like how he always stumbles around her too. He stopped rapping around her.
Yes.
Because he always like he loses track, especially like when Benny's like, "Is Vanessa here yet?" No. Which, dude, Corey Hawkins should be a fucking star already. He should have been a star back in Straight Outta Compton, and he should be a star now.
I agree. Do you think the HBO could release a stage recording of the original In the Heights? Please do it. If the rights of like the play belong to them, I don't see why not. And let me tell you something. The next time Lin-Manuel does a play, you watch all the studios go after it for movie rights adaptations. Because now Disney owns Hamilton, Warner Bros. Owns In the Heights. Watch every fucking studio go after the next one. Maybe Universal gets the next one.
Dude, everyone look at TikTok Boom. That trailer, that teaser looks
awesome.
Tick
Tick Boom. Yes, Netflix just got his next. No, that's not a play, but still. Oh, we had a jump. I apologize. Eric Thorpe, my friend, was not really into fantasy, but then I got him mega into Game of Thrones. Patrick Burr, I tricked my mom into going to see Spiral with her having only ever seen the original Saw. She went in expecting a Sam Jackson and Chris Rock crime drama. Now she wants to watch the whole series. Well, at least that's one good effect from Spiral, which I did not like.
You didn't like Spiral?
Oh yeah,
I thought you enjoyed it.
No, it's not awful. You watch it just fine, and then when it's over, you immediately forget about it. It's better than... Well, I like the final chapter of Saw better because of how much I love the series in general, but if I was to say which one is the better movie, I will say that Spiral is better. It's better than Jigsaw, for sure. It's better than 5, and it's better than...
I have a question. Do you think they'll continue the story? Or do you think it's dead?
I don't know. How much did it make? Because I have no idea what the box office was.
It didn't do as well as I think they were expecting.
Yeah, then I think it just dies. And when you try it again, actually connect it to the main story of Saw. Because Jigsaw just tried to put itself in the mix, hoping it worked out. It didn't. And Spiral is so fucking detached from it. You take a few of the shots and change the name John Kramer and Jigsaw to, I don't know, the cassette player killer, and John Marcus Johnson as the name of the guy, and it's the same movie and no connection to Saw whatsoever. Gigo Peace thinks your favorite film of 2016 was Deadpool, Zach.
It was not. It was in my top 5, though.
It was.
I know it was either Arrival or La La Land. I know that for a fact because I remember that year being really tough for me.
Everyone, go back to Zach. Go to Zach's channel and search for the top 10 movies of 2016 totally and check what he said. Easy. Hey, what director would you like to take over Nightmare on Elm Street? I would like to see Astor because he's a ghoul when it comes to dream stuff. I don't know. I'm not too attached to the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. I haven't even seen all of them up until this day. I think I've seen... No, I haven't seen most of them. I've seen like 2, 3, and the remake. Yeah, Zach, how about you? Would you like Ari Aster to take over Nightmare on Elm Street?
He'd be cool, but I'd like him to just keep doing original stuff. Okay, so my number 1 was La La Land.
Okay, good.
I'm like skimming through. So La La Land, and then let's see.
Tony Movie Chappie, did you guys see the trailer for Neil Blomkamp's new movie Demonic? Looks amazing. I can't wait to see it when it comes out. Now, Zach will not answer your question because he knows someone who has seen it and has shared their thoughts with Zach. Zach has shared his thoughts with me, but he's asked me not to reveal them. I haven't seen the trailer. It was either last week or 2 weeks ago. Zach sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, cool! There's a new trailer for his new movie out," but I completely forgot about it and did not watch it, so I haven't seen it. But good of you to remind me, because now I have something to watch after the show. Heezy, hey, do you think Abuela Claudia can get a nomination? Yes. I think it's too soon, but I will answer your question in this way. If the Oscars were tomorrow, I don't see how she doesn't get a nomination, to be honest. She doesn't win, maybe, for supporting actress, but at least a nomination I think she does get at this point.
I don't think I put Deadpool in my top 10, and I'm going to kill myself. There's no way. I can't skim through the whole thing because I know La La Land.
No es posible.
Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, and then I can't find my number 5. I found my 10. My 10 was The Lobster. I know Sing Street's in there. I know Swiss Army Man's in there. So
Swiss Army Man was my number 4.
Thank you. That movie's underrated. When I saw it in theaters, it was me and my friend, this older couple. And I remember.
I remember. You've told that
story.
I think,
yeah, the old couple was like, "Wasn't this a war film?"
I remember my top 4 of 2016. It was Swiss Army Man, Manchester by the Sea, Captain Fantastic, and then number 1, La La Land.
Good picks.
Favorite La La Land song? My favorite is Someone in the Crowd. That should have been the Oscar-winning song, not City of Stars. I disagree with that. Is my favorite song City of Stars? No, my favorite song is the... I'm forgetting the first line. Na, 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 na. The sun is nearly gone.
Oh, yeah.
And it's time to shine for you and me. Some other girl and guy. Watch the lonely sky. But it's only you and I. And we've got no shot. All right.
You're gonna make me cry. Stop, Ren. La La Land,
I know.
Emotional movie.
All right, Tyler Van. Which director do you like more, Antoine Fuqua or F. Gary Gray? Now, I don't think I've seen all of the films each of them have directed, but from the one that I've seen, Antoine Fuqua has directed the best movie, so I'm going Antoine Fuqua.
Me too.
How about you?
Me too.
Alrighty. Let's take 3 more. 3 more.
I don't know where you're at. I like Patrick's next question about the orphan.
Oh, okay. I was looking at that. What do you think of the upcoming Orphan prequel, Orphan First Kill? Are you excited? What do you want to see? I don't think I've asked either of you this yet. I, for one, am beyond excited. I don't know how a prequel to that movie works.
I've
That
never seen the
is
first one.
interesting and unique. The first one is really good. I really like the first one.
I have it. I've just never watched it.
It's really good.
I'll be honest. It seems kind of like a cash grab. It's kind of like coming out of nowhere. It just doesn't feel like it's real, but they are done filming it. I don't know. It's weird. I'm not excited for it. Maybe it's because I still haven't seen the first one, but even then, I don't even think I would be, because I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
It's not like not like the first one did amazing numbers, and it's not like it's a cult classic. In fact, a lot of my friends I talked to don't like the film, which I was kind of surprised to hear about that. So
I have to search a little bit more about it, because apart from I feel a little bit of what you feel, Zach, that it's just been too long, like the why. But apart from like knowing it's an Orphan prequel, knowing the title, I know nothing about the film. I don't know who is involved.
Isn't the good thing about
directing
the first one, the original, the twist?
Yes.
So what do you do with this one then?
Yeah, I have no clue, to be honest. All right, and good shout, GKOP, a lovely night. That's I don't know why I was forgetting. But yeah, what's the most a movie has changed position in a ranking, whether it has dropped or gone higher? We've kind of addressed this before. We've been asked variations of this question. To me, there's never a movie that drastically changes. Like, for instance, I gave In the Heights a B+. It hasn't changed in any regard, but I've never had a movie that changes drastically. Like In the Heights, and again, my thoughts haven't changed, but if they were to change, I would maybe go a bit higher for an A-, or I go a little bit lower for a B, but not anything too drastic. I don't think that's ever happened to me, or at least whenever you guys ask about it, I can never remember. How about you, Zach?
There's times, Inglourious Bastards, I fucking did not like the first time I saw it, and now I love it.
Really?
Yeah, sometimes it just depends on what opinions you go into, what you think you're gonna get from the film, what you get. But again, like, lately, no. Because I've kind of grown more into film. Movie rankings, like when I rank films, that can change sometimes, because, like, Star Wars is kind of a big one, because I change that one a lot, because I'm one of the few that enjoy almost every Star Wars film. Actually, I do enjoy every Star Wars film. I think maybe 2 of them are like perfect. The rest, there's something I would change about them. So that changes, Marvel, it's but they're usually the same ones stay in the same spot, like Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy is my favorite one. It flips flops sometimes to 2, 3, but 99% of the time it's number 1. It'll probably always stay in my top 5. So, that happens.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Let's address. I haven't seen this one, so let's just address it. Have you all seen the Kevin Smith clip criticizing Rise of Skywalker treatment of the character of Finn? How do you feel about directors being more openly critical of others' works coming out? I haven't seen the clip. I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I think it puts you in a tricky position. If you ever want to, if you're a director, you ever want to address someone else's work, wait a little bit. Like Kevin Smith clearly did. Unless the clip is old and came out around the time the movie came out. I don't think Kevin Smith, if he said that at the time, I think that's wrong. But waiting a little bit and being constructive about your criticism of anything is important. And Kevin Smith being a director, I think he clearly knows a little bit of what he was talking about. Even if I think he wouldn't be capable of directing a Star Wars movie, he probably doesn't think he's capable of directing a Star Wars movie. But I don't necessarily think, out of principle, I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah, I'm going to add something real fast to this.
Kevin
Smith, I kind of know the clip he's talking about. I think it came out recently. Here's the thing about Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith, he's a director, but he's also us. Like, guys, he's a geek. He's in the fan base. I mean, a bunch of other directors are too, but like, you'll never hear Nolan talk shit about another director or another director's work. Same thing with, and I don't think, and the way that Smith came off in this clip, he's not talking shit. He's just saying how he feels Finn should have been treated. Which, that's fine. He's a nerd like us, but you're not going to hear Tarantino talk about that or any of that nature unless it's years and years later. So, Kevin Smith's kind of a weird one because he's a director, but he's also a fan. And he's very open about his opinions, where like many directors aren't at all.
True.
So yeah, I wouldn't look too much at it. But how do I feel about directors? I think it's fine. I like hearing directors' opinions on film. I think it's always interesting to hear. But yeah,
I'm with you. All right, I unfortunately do have to go out of the house. I was intending on answering Eric's question. So Eric, make sure next week when you come onto the show, you type on that question first, and we will address it. Because I think there's some interesting things to talk about that. But I do have to go. Thank you guys for joining us, as always. It's always fun to spend a Saturday afternoon with you guys. Saturday afternoon for me, morning for Zach. Guys, In the Heights review is up. Spoiler review for the first episode of Loki is up. Spoiler-free review for the first 2 episodes of Loki is up. I am going to be watching Luca very soon, so watch out for that review. And tonight I'm watching The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard on an early screening, so also look out for that review coming later today. Once more, thank you always for being here with us. And yes, I have one more thing to announce quickly. I have tiers on my channel. If you want to become a member, there's 3 tiers. I have one that's the minimum amount that YouTube lets me charge. That's £3. I think that amounts to $1, maybe $1.50, and that will get you a shout out on every video as long as you're a member. Then there's the £5 tier. That's the Q&A. Monthly Q&A only for members, and then there's a kind of expensive tier, but that allows you to vote on polls and decide what videos I make, whether it's a fan casting video, a review. If you guys wanted me to do rankings, here's your shot. So yes, that is it. Zach, what do you have coming up this week, and where can people find you?
Zach Pope, man, go over there, watch all the stuff. In the high, well, I already reviewed that. Luca, Loki, Bad Batch, Spark Brothers review. Oh, and Patrick and me, if I get my disc this week, we will be starting a live stream over on his channel where we live stream us playing Resident Evil 5 co-op.
All right.
So
sounds good.
That'll be fun.
And that is it, everyone. We'll see you very soon on reviews, on whatever video. Oh, actually, we have it's been 2 weeks, so I'm probably going to do a new fan casting video this week. So go to my community tab. I'll put up a poll later today, and you guys on my community tab or my Twitter, and you guys go vote then. Go vote, and you guys can vote on what I'm doing this week. So until